spies, they returned from scouting out the land. Miketz Arboim Yom. After 40 days, they were able to scout out the land from the breadth and width in 40 days, which is miraculous. I mean, time-wise, it's an impossibility. And firstly, what does Torah have to tell us 40 days? It says they returned from scouting out the land. Why is it important for the Torah to tell us how many days they were? Rashi, Vayeshuv mitur oretz miketz arboim yom. So Rashi asks factually, hello, arba meos parso, al arba meos parso. It was 1,200 miles. By 1,200 miles, that was the area, the landmass of Eretz Yisrael. And an ordinary person walks 10 parsos a day. Just to walk from east to west, it's 40 days. They walked, they scouted the land, its length and its breadth. So mean they had tfisas haderech. It was miraculous they were able to do it within a shorter period of time. Why? Why did we spend 40 years in the desert? For every day that they went and scouted the land with the intention ultimately to slander the land, each day was a year. So if it would have taken longer, it would have been so many more years. Therefore, they merited kvitzas haderech. Therefore, they did it in a shorter period of time, because otherwise, the punishment would have had to be longer. They would have been stranded in the desert for a longer period of time. What? Why, when a person eats a certain amount of tainted meat, he gets sick to a certain point? He eats more, he gets more sick. Why? Why? You tell me why. Because he ingested more of the same.
No, I understand.
So, so I just explained it to you. Just explained to you. You know, why can't you recover in a day? What does it take you 6 months to recover? Because that's the reality. If you understand the nature of the issue, for a day of that, you need a year to recover. It's a year of recovery for each day. Okay, you get your calculator out in a minute. So the Gemara. So what Eretz Yisrael originally was, that's this land. First, a mile means alpayim mama. A mile is not. Vayelchu v'yavo el Moshe. I mean, here they returned. So does it say they went and they came to Moshe? It should say if they're returning, it should say the pasuk, they came to Moshe, right? The pasuk says Vayelchu v'yavo el Moshe. They came and they went and came to Moshe, right? You understand the difficulty. So evidently, the Torah is mentioning the going. The going has something to do with the coming. As Velaron, Velkol, Adas bnei Yisrael Midbar Poron Kodesha, Vayeshivu Osam Dover, and they returned with the information. Veskola Ido, Vayaram is prioritz. They showed him the fruit of the land. You have to understand. It says they returned Moshe Aaron El Kol Adas bnei Yisrael to Midbar Poron Kodesha, Vishivu Osam Dover. What's Ves Kol Edo? What's Ves Kol Edo? Ves Kol Edo seems to be superfluous. It says Adas bnei Yisrael. We'll see it in a moment. Rashi, Vayavo v'yelchu, Mao vayelchu lohoke shelichosan lebiyosam, Ma biyosam beitzaro, afil lichosan beitzaro. Just as when they came back with united with this bad intent to slander the land. When they went, so there's an obvious difficulty because it says originally Anoshim, they were ksherim, right? They were tzaddikim when they left. And here we're saying no, that they already had this intent when they had left. So it's contradictory from before, from Chazal. So it's Chachomim. Right. Rashi, the Psuchim doesn't speak about that. Tzaddikim means actually in the action. Meaning, when they were chosen, that once they went, it already this already was percolating in their minds. That ultimately, it's interesting Medrash. Medrash tells us, initially we were supposed to go into Eretz Israel. What did Hashem promise? It's a good land. It's a land that's close with milk and honey. You know what the old nations of Canaan did? They went and they cut down all the orchards, all the vineyards. They burnt, they scorched everything. They destroyed everything. They said, you think we're going to let the Jews come in and take over? Well, we created. So what happened? Hashem says, but I promised my children, Eretz Vosh, a land which has all good to it. You know what I'm doing? There's going to be a delay. 40 years they're not coming. Let them rebuild, replant. So what happens? Now they're about to come in again. So the nation of God said, you think we're going to make the same mistake again? We're going to destroy again, and what? And then they're not going to come. We'll take our chance. It's a chazal. You understand? So if the Jews understood that everything was destroyed, so evidently that means the nation of Canaan are afraid. Right? Why did they destroy everything? Because they're afraid. So if you're afraid, what do you mean it's a land that devours its inhabitants? They're giants. Therefore what? But you see, they're afraid of us. So evidently, it's not us that are going to conquer. They're going to be destroyed through a miracle. Right? I mean, so you have to say, seemingly, that they weren't aware of it. That the Jews, when they came out, they weren't aware that everything was destroyed. Because if everything was destroyed, that clearly says they're afraid, because they're afraid they're going to be destroyed. If we're going to be destroyed, they're not going to benefit from our investment. Right? Seemingly, that's what you have to say. What? Let's say the vast majority was destroyed. Yeah.
But when they have nothing to compare. So when they came, they thought that was over. That's why they thought. I mean, that's why they would say something negative, because the whole thing was fine.
Evidently, they didn't see it. If they saw everything destroyed, right? The vineyards, the orchards, everything was destroyed. So evidently, they didn't see that. That part of the land they didn't see. Which, I mean, according to Chazal, which is hard to believe, because it says they traversed the length and breadth of the land. So if they saw everything, evidently they saw that also. Okay, we'll stop here on the Chumash.